Good afternoon. Thank you for tuning in. This is your Pan-African show called Africa on Arts TV, shown every Saturdays at 4 p.m. Today we have dove into the art world, the art scene, and we have a great guest, a great artist guest for you today, and I'm going to give the opportunity to him to introduce himself. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Leikun, full-time studio artist Leikun. Thank you for the invitation, actually. And I really like the name, Ka, like Africa, you know.
Thank you.
I love to be a part of it, so thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for giving us your time. At what point in your life did you know art was your calling?
Actually, in a school, there is a competition in a school. Actually, I just got 2 medals from China, World Children, when I was in the elementary school. So that's the first kick, the first call, because I don't know what it means, but I see the happiness of my family. I see also, when I see the gift, it's really, I should push, so that's the first start. But still in grade 6, my art teacher always give me a low mark, which makes me fight to get a better than my friend. So that's also a part.
How was the Yale School of Fine Arts and Tafari Makonnen school for you?
Actually, I started as a self-taught. My surrounding helped me to get it. But my high school gave me a chance to learn what it means art, what it means drawing, what it means sculpture. I started in Minilik School, which is where Haile Selassie got a class. From the same class I just been in high school, so so that was also the first chance to get my 3-meter sculpture to made in this high school also. So
in the Minilik High School?
Yeah, we have actually 5 of us made 3-meter statues.
Where are the statues now?
Still in a Minilik school. Okay. And you can see there is 2 hands holding the torch of knowledge. So there is a stairs of like they climb and they put fire when the school opens. So it's
that's beautiful.
Yeah.
So before you even went to Yale School, Minilik was actually your first exposure.
Yeah.
And then from Minilik, after you graduated high school, you went to the Yale.
Yes, Al School, I just...
It's not Yale, it's Al. My mistake, sorry.
Al Falaga Salam, just...
Al Falaga Salam.
So, I just graduate as a teacher from Al. And then after Tafari Makonnen, I graduate with woodcut graphics, which is similar with my new techniques of peeling, cutting, the woodcut techniques I learned from Tafari Makonnen.
Okay, so that helped you currently.
Yeah.
So do you actually work in wood at all? After that, have you?
Yes. I go in and out because of the mood, because of also, something tells
to do exactly.
Yeah. Even I'm not calling a photographer by myself, but photography took also a big part of my creation, to bring as a fine art photography, like now even I start like waving photography, which is it doesn't exist because of it look like a collage, but I just it's something like peeling, it's.
So photography is also one of your art forms, and
Yes.
you teach it also.
Yeah.
How was your experience at the 4th annual photography portfolio meeting at the Bamako Encounters International exhibition held every 2 years?
Yes, actually, my studio experiment bring me to fine art photography, because I do installation and to make, when the installation need light, dark room, and I have to document that through video and photo So that bring me to, Addis Photo Face, Bamako, and even Congo as well, like Picha. So all this, it is a big fight because I'm not a photographer in this team. I'm from fine arts, so every time there is, I want to show something moving, so that's why I come to
You add
scratch.
those.
Yes, layers, I made layers. But the feedback with, BCCLI, there is, a Kimbody, there is a big feedback I got with those 6 curators around the world because of this portfolio masterclass.
Let me ask you a question. This is something that only you currently
Yeah.
that uses that style, that art form. How would I even, does it even have a label? Because this is something you started doing by peeling, by adding your photography onto your paintings.
Actually, I am the only one, actually, I
That's
can
what I
say, and
thought.
I'm proud because I love to scratch, I need to see something new, Actually, the first peeling technique comes by mistake because of, as you mentioned, this portfolio meeting in Congo, Mali, in Addis, they are strict not to touch with your finger, to touch with your
Exactly, so
fingers,
fingerprints.
gloves, that makes me crazy, so sometimes it falls, sometimes it scratch. So that scratch became a real scratch of me, so it's a mistake from the beginning.
So there is no mistake in art.
There is no mistake at all.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a lesson actually.
It's a lesson.
Yes.
So you came up with something
With
completely
something,
new.
that's why it's new actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Why do you primarily identify yourself as a self-taught artist?
Because all this starts from before the class.
Yeah.
And also I was lucky to spend with the Nets Art Village team also. They are experienced and also they are older than me, so I'm just coming and looking and grabs, so those helped me a lot. Of course, I born just next to Naska Dam by Sabadaraj. I born just by Agafukar. So I see, my friends passing by, so I follow, and then after 20 years of studio life I spent with them, that's helped me to find myself. And self-taught, that's
Before the education
yeah,
came.
yeah, for the education came.
But you seem to continue teaching yourself. That's the beauty of it, and coming up with new things.
That's why the mistakes became lesson actually. And the children give me this chance also, I thought I was teaching, but no, to learn.
You are learning too.
The chance
See,
to learn.
that's a beautiful thing, because most of us don't think that we learn from children.
Yeah.
Especially when you're the teacher and they're the children. It's always that upper hand. You're above and they're below. But when you actually bring yourself down below, it's very interesting the things that you learn from them.
Actually, if I may say something on this, even Paulo Picasso, even Tadassa Mesfin, they say the same thing, The children killed it. Why we all tired of, this level of degree, masterate, but the children killed it, So, it's the only thing to be an artist is to be a child.
To be a child. So now I'm going to take you to your exhibitions. And I would like to ask you about your first exhibition. What was it like? And this exhibition obviously is going to probably be with other artists. And then after, I want you to also tell me about your first solo exhibition. And I want you to tell me how you felt, what it made you feel, seeing all these people looking at your pieces.
I never thought. What was my first? I mean,
it's been a while, I know. I'm sorry.
Because of it's.
But there are certain feelings that I think still stay with you.
Yeah, but I remember we still did a group show at I2 Hotel. It's on Bob Marley birthday. So I do a sculpture of a gypsum sculpture of a portrait of Bob on his guitar. So like, because of, there was also, like installation, there was paintings, but I see myself through this group, which is, there is well experienced artists, we collaborate together. So to get a chance among them, it makes me, like, okay. I remember that, but my first professional solo show was with Addis Fine Art. I mean, like organized and international. So, and also that was the first to sign with Addis Fine Art as agent. And as you know, like as we have 3 galleries, even not 5. So, and that's Abel Tzadik exhibition Manaraka, which means, we beg to exhibit, yes, yeah. And
Rare
we never,
and precious.
yeah, it's a big queue to get a chance actually. And also
to exhibit your
yeah, because of there are
spaces.
few, yes. But when Addis Fine Art came, because of they saw me in the Guardian magazine of my Ethio-Somali pictures. So that was the first light to work with them. So I signed with them, and it with a risk actually, because no other gallery, only Addis Fine Art. But
For you?
Yeah, for me.
Okay, so that is what it means when you sign up with an
Yeah,
agent.
yeah. If you don't, just you are free as a bird.
Okay.
So it helped me somehow because of I'm not begging any galleries and nowhere even to beg even, but I give my solo show travel all over actually because of this signature, and they asked me to sign for 2 years. I was asking only 1 year because but because of 2 years, okay, I need to get residencies. If you help me with that, I'm okay with it. Then that's how Marseille and London came because of the first.
So there is an advantage
Yeah.
of having an agent as an artist.
True.
Now, what is the disadvantage?
The disadvantage is, like the gallery, have lawyers, accountant, and they work with the laws.
Yeah.
The artist, we just
He's
say
an artist.
Mariam, like nothing we can do. Yeah. They will take whatever they ask. The disadvantage also, like only this gallery can take you wherever they want. You never ask this one for me or not, like so you just follow as the contract finished.
So
no other galleries, only one.
okay. This is me asking a question.
Yeah, sorry.
No, that's okay. But what I wanted to ask is, if I'm living in a let's say I'm from Ghana, and I really like your work, and I don't know you have an agent, and I want to exhibit you in Ghana.
No.
Can I talk to you, and then you talk to Fine Arts? Can you talk to
Yes.
your agent?
Yeah.
And
or
then you
come
can.
through this Fine Arts.
It's okay, but
Yeah,
if it
yeah.
comes through you, you just have to.
But it couldn't happen if they not agree. If it couldn't happen.
Yeah. I got you.
I
They
wanted,
have to
for
agree.
example, that's what happened actually. I really want to those exposures, but I have to wait till Artist Fine Art agreed, or because they think that like you are the only artist can promote, and no other galleries can participate in this. Okay. But I was successful because of this, the disadvantage being killed.
That's good. So there's more advantage than the disadvantage,
Yes. Yes.
technically.
And just to add something on it, like internationally also to promote Ethiopian art, also the artists help a lot because of the international market, and yeah, because of Usain.
Can you tell us about your solo exhibition at the Somerset House in London? You had mentioned that you had also gone to London, right? And the London one was also through Addis Fine Arts.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a disadvantage. Even sorry to bring you back again. At this fine art, in 2 years, they didn't invite me except they took my work to exhibit. That's how it took. I never get a chance to be with my works.
Okay.
So what was the smartest move was I asked residencies. So there was a competition in Africa Parallel in Marseille, which is Marseille and Addis Ababa. So I got a laureate chance to win this competition out of 36 artists because of Addis Fine Art give this name. Then that was the first experience to go. Then after I signed with another agent, with Elodie from Marseille, to work with her for 2 years. I'm invited in Marseille, working for 2 months. Then the result was good, so she invited me this art fair in London.
Okay.
Somerset, yeah.
Connections.
Actually, I call it a blessing.
Yeah.
Because there is the right person for the right artist.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Tell me about the solo exhibition, the exhibition that you had there in London.
Yeah, actually.
How was the experience?
Actually, I see, for the first time, I see jerry cans, plastic, Dantel got value, I see it by my own eyes, and I'm a part of that.
Yeah.
So not only a part of that, I got one of the 5 artists of all the, hundreds artists, even Yinka Shobani, and I just got 5 because of I've been reacting on my solo show, peeling 3 meters photo of Ethio-Somali. So because of 4 days exhibition, I've been reacting. But I see my friends, they are sitting and waiting for the customers. They are waiting for the connection. But those 4 days for me to finish that piece. So that makes me a part of, I think, the Fed magazine put one of the 5 artists. So that was my luck.
So the experience you actually gave the viewers in itself was new.
It was new, yes.
Yeah. But it was kind of like a live installation. You were doing stuff while they were watching.
Yeah, and also we sold what we were performing, what I was peeling, because even we're not sure if it's finished or if fell off, because of it's the first experience.
Exactly.
Actually, I was been asking to paint on the wall with my agent, but I was fighting to get, no, my style is peeling, photo peeling. Let me do that, and might be we can get a chance to sell, to connect another connection. I was successful, and I see people reacting because they saw one artist reacting on the art fair. So yeah, that was luck.
It's always good to do what your heart tells you to do.
True.
Yeah, because you could have sat there like all the other artists and just waited for the customers to come and look at the paintings and
to explain.
Exactly, just explain and move on.
Even explain by itself, it makes you, of course, you need to explain your work. Imagine you explain the same artwork 4 days, but because of even I couldn't get a chance to talk because it talk, my reaction talk. So I think those are the chance I got from Somerset House, London.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
And then you did your residency in Marseille. You've throughout the conversation we've been talking about everything. So when I, come back to them, I'm just specifically asking about that. So can you tell us about your experience of the residency in Marseille, France, in 2018, in which you also became a winner?
Actually, yes, it's true. Actually, we just jumped at
I
that
know.
part because this was the core, you know. But of course, you know, like you know, sometimes it's I think this life give me a heart of like you know to give value for everything, you know, like every move. I know it's a feedback of for the born of the artwork. Why I've been chosen? Because of I do photography, I do peeling, I do like pastel drawings, but my pastel drawings is sold out actually.
Wow.
But my heart
But
is.
you don't do a lot of the pastel work, do you?
It is, but it's gone. You know, like of course I save few, but why? Because in France they call oil painting is first and acrylic is second. There is a kinds of like category they give. Oil painting is expensive because it takes stay long. So my peeling is the third one. You know, like my because of they give value. But I think in somehow they really like my pastels and. So this is the chance I got. It's one of the 36 artists been participating in Africa Parallel. So that was a 3 months residency. Yeah, they call me a laureate.
So you lived there for 3 months?
Actually 2 months.
2 months.
Yeah.
So the experience was living
Yes,
and working.
living and working. But I was successful. I produce artwork while I sleep, not in my studio. You know, like the opposite. But my agent fighting, why not doing anything in the studio? But no mood in the studio, you know, there is no, but, you know, I'm relaxing, cooking, you know, like in the studio, even in where I sleep, you know. So as soon as I got idea, I get up and do, you know, like, but studio makes me like, yeah.
Kind of like closed.
Yeah, but lastly, you know, we both happy with the result.
With the result.
Yeah. Then after top series comes, that was the first experience I had. This is a France and German. They made big house machine which can make a top series of a thread. Like they changed my pastel to a top series of 2 meters long. So just the
I
colors.
actually saw that video today and it was very interesting.
You know, it was on my hand when I draw.
Very interesting.
So when they make it top series, this woman became hug me, you know, like a blanket, you know.
Exactly.
You know, and also they change the colors to thread, you know, like so. That's also I think Leone culture. It's centuries back, so they have a museum also. Even in a barrack, you know, those famous artists got big top series. It's only top series museum in Lyon. So it makes me, you know, okay. So
that's a good thing.
yeah.
So when you say tapestry is, to give an example of what it means.
Sgajja. Sgajja ስራ,
Sgajja.
like ምንጣፍ, carpet, like.
That's what I was
yeah,
going to say.
yeah.
But obviously they don't use it as a carpet.
No.
It's hung on the wall.
On the wall. Even it's they got their own museums, so only made. Even Paolo Picasso, Barak, they got top series of their masterpieces.
So you're telling me our own Leikun got his own tapestry?
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So where is it hanging?
Actually, you know, we live with selling. So it's sold out.
Wow.
Yes, it's sold out. The 2 top series made because of this residency sponsored by Jean-Paul Blacher. He is in South France. He is the owner of the lights for Christmas. You know, like, you know, he's you know, big company. So you know, like
You bought one?
he bought one, but he was smart. He made his own.
That's very interesting. my next question is actually just focused on the special needs children that you actually do teach. So it's called the art, joy, and love. Can you tell us a little bit about that? How you even got into that?
Actually,
And why?
yeah, it's all about children. Actually, all children are the same. Because of Nuts Art Village is the team I'm part of it. So I think for 6 years collaboration. I think the Israel embassy came with because of we've been in Nuts Art Village working and teaching and so many things, even concerts in Nuts Art Village. I think that was the first Israel embassy came to work with art and joy. So we've been different activities, sculpture, photography. My part was photography, to take my cameras. One is analog, one is digital. So I grabbed two of them, and we just go out and take pictures. Then after edit, select, exhibit. So the same with sculpture, the same with also what was there was also music, and the musician came from Israel also. That was
Dancers.
Elad, also one of the musicians from even
Israel.
Monica also, of from the Israel embassy. Then this is we are invited because of the activity we have. This is 20 years age of collaboration as Nuts Art Village.
Since you mentioned Neza Art Village, because it was actually one of my questions, can you tell us where Neza Art Village is currently, and where are all the artists?
Actually, we start before Neza. Like as I mentioned, I just born by Aga. Then 5 artists came get together by Saba Daraja. So I see them in my road, so I followed. Then I became a part of this Nas Gadam, which means New Art Space by Saba Daraja. So from the beginning, we start to collaborate to pay the rent, easy, and also to the for the spiritual case also, like to discuss and to be creative, inspire each other.
Exactly.
So those ideas came with Nuts Art Village in Faransai Park of 12 artists. So it doesn't exist Nuts Art Village, but the whole artists we still working back to Nas Gadam in Saba Daraja because of they want to build international park by Faransai Legation in the park. So they push us out, and then they start for 8 years. They start this park. They didn't finish yet, and even they built the gallery because of the experience we have, the connection we have. Even they give credit of what the activity we have for the park, even for the government. So that's why they initiate to build the gallery. Even the gallery now, it's finished, but they couldn't move, like it's still there, the space, but the artist is back to Nas Gadam. Saba Daraja is just Saba Daraja is demolished.
I was just about to say, Nas
3
Gadam
months.
doesn't exist anymore either.
Yeah.
This is sad.
This is too sad, actually. We've been pushed by government for, like from 2 places of, we got also even the guidebook of a tourist guide. Oh, this team is working in this park, and just go and look at it.
You mean the Neza Art Village?
The Nuts Art Village.
Wow.
And when we back to where we were, and even I think it's a good push. So we became strong.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
And then now I think I've been hearing about Neza Art moving
back to get
back to your old I wish you luck. I hope you do get that space, because I heard it was a beautiful space.
And the children need also that space. Children they don't have a space to go and do art, music, like, so this was, the good point to come to read a book, to, that was, to do art.
I've read that your works are born from devotion, meditations, and are meditations themselves, your piece of art. So what do they mean when they say that? Can you explain?
Actually, when I do art, I pray, because I know it's a blessing. Because it's not only me, I like my art. There is also people, I see it takes 10 years to be sold, so I see each art, it has a connection, it has its own person. So I really meditate, I really pray to just not to throw it, not to burn it, or not to, because for the moment I'm not connected with that piece, so I leave it. There is somebody who will come and take it.
And get connected.
So that connection is strong. So we should be careful, that means we can. This is African heart. This is Ethiopian heart can share. We can do wherever we want. But this meditation means it's kafata.
You elevated it.
Thank you. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
So, since we talked about Nas Gadam, since we talked about it being demolished, where are you based now?
Actually, it's, as we said, it's a good push. We became strong, and internationally we all traveling and do connections and tell this story also, because of art need this. Of course, we need better life, better space, better, but what it means better by itself, unless you're not creative of it, so I just go by quality, because I got cheap house and also the landscape, and but still every week I come for jazz music of Andika,
so every Friday
yes, because it saved me, I record and put on when I work. So music also, it's
a part of your...
Yes, part of my meditation, my music, my art.
We're coming to the end of our questions, and there are a few things that I have seen that I thought was very interesting. There are two things. You talk about texture. Texture is very important to you. So I want you to explain, why is texture important and why it should even be important for all of us, really, because you obviously see texture in a completely different eye than the normal person does. True. And then I also want you to talk about your line drawing. Which is my favorite. And then, and then, of course, we have this piece here. I would like you to explain.
Actually, texture, actually, all this, back and forth, all these activities, I really want, when we see art, it moves us to touch, imagine, is it photograph, or did he do something on it, texture, even in an Orthodox church also, touching the doors, touching the walls, touching, the windows, feeling like a blessed, so texture and graphics also, woodcut graphics, texture, we took it as colors, even the people who cannot see can feel also, so, and it's all about hurt, so texture as colors makes me move, that's why from card box of it's use and throw till my photo peel, I looking texture, because the photo is flat. Might be it has depths, of course drawing is magic, because it's a flat paper, you just make perspective. But further that I want to get a feeling of touching it, so even not only peeling, and sometimes also I put mesh on it, and I cut that. Actually, the first experience was the first collaboration London Art Fair in 2018. Actually, was in London Art Fair. My artwork was crucifixion, but peeling, covered with the mesh, but I just cut as a part of the Christ, cut part of his body. So, and also like to get a feeling of, like beyond of the curtain, because of the curtain, the story of all this, the Bible story of the curtain, and also, so all this makes me, makes you move to touch, because I already did, like so.
What's interesting is you are the first artist that I've met that want their viewers to touch. A lot of artists do not like their paintings touched.
Yeah, I used to say that before.
So you were one of them too.
So now I invite you who is pleased to touch.
That's good, because feeling the textures, as you said, is a good thing. Because even when it's flat, sometimes your eye sees something that you think is either coming out, like it feels like a texture, and you're drawn to touch the painting.
Because we can think also the people who cannot see can be a part of this creation also. Now the peeling became also moving with wind also, because I'm not cutting out all, I just leave some also. So when it's outside, you can feel like the line is moving, like 3D line, like it's a line. But I think, I need to, because your excitement, your touching makes you believe.
Absolutely.
That belief makes me to come with new ideas. Otherwise, it stops.
Exactly. Okay, so next I want you to talk about your line paintings.
Yes, actually, as we discussed earlier, the scratch became a real line of me. It's like each paper, each photographs, it has layers like 1 million. So when I cut, of course, after dose of cutting, throwing out became this, because of I have to cut lightly, otherwise I will cut altogether. Exactly. It will be whole. So after this, that's why the London experience, we're not sure the paper, it stay or it falls. So it was risky, so I just cut 1 million of the photographs. Not only the photograph, also I have a paperwork which it has a little layer. So that is like it's subtraction. It's called, like we learn to add something on the white space, but I'm just taking out of it. So it's a subtraction form of art creating. Okay. Yeah.
You're talking about the line ones.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we come to this beautiful piece. If you could explain that to us, and then we can call it a...
Yeah, this is the roof of Africa, actually, because of course, it's the longest mountain of we have here, so when I see, like Homer, the philosopher Homer once said that when I went to Samin Mountain, he says, this is the seventh day of God. He came sit and play a chess. When you see each mountain, it has its own character. So that's talk moved me to do a chess playing of lines. So I feel like, if you can see there is a little dot on the a point of the hill, that's my size in there. So to move from this mountain to this mountain, it takes me, long, so imagine all over to 7 days it took me. So 7 days to see all the Samin mountains. So I felt like those lines makes me move from one place to another. It's like transition, like, so this can connect with the meditation as you mentioned earlier.
Thank you. Does it have a name?
It's the Roof of Africa.
The Roof of Africa.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That was my last question. I know. So this is the end of our beautiful discussion. I would like to say thank you.
Thank you.
For coming all the way here. And he came on a bike. So I congratulate you.
Thank you.
On your work and on all these beautiful things that you are doing and promoting Ethiopia, not to mention Africa. So thank you for coming to Africa.
Africa, the lovely word.
Thank you.
Bless you all.
Amen. Thanks for tuning in. Till next week. This is Katsalaur Seifu, your host for the Pan-African show called Africa. Have a good day.